this is basically it regarding the windows in Live. Okay, so now we could discuss about details. So please don't hesitate to ask. Do you have any basic questions regarding anything? So again, session view is the common view for Live. Additionally, we can switch to arrangement view when we can apply arrangements. So we can, I don't know, you can see those small dots, stripes here. However, this simply means that this one, so this is the length of the clip present here. Okay, simply by dragging it, I am creating basically multiplications of the original clip. Okay, so I am performing, so I'm creating arrangement in time. Okay, so time, and here below I also have the timeline. So this is, for example, 50th second, and so on and so on. So you are building your song within this view. Yes?
Is it wrong if you only work in arrangement view?
No, this is the thing. Look, a lot of producers will work only in the arrangement view and will never touch the, only in session view, for example, and will never touch the arrangement view. Some producers, including me, for example, will start immediately in the arrangement view. So I don't like the session view. I like the session view when I'm performing live. But since I'm using Ableton also as a studio tool, I will start immediately in the arrangement view. So I'm not creating some arrangement structure in the session view and then dragging or recording everything into the arrangement. Rather than that, I will start immediately building blocks at this point. So let's say this is my beginning. I will select all of those. Look, all those commands, selecting, dragging, and so on, this is pretty basic. Just click it, hold it, drag it, and so on. Everything is really easy. Okay? Additionally, one great thing about Live is, for example, if I make a selection, I can cut it by applying Command E function. Now I can drag it somewhere else, for example, really not important. But even better thing to do is, if I make a selection, I will simply just click it, hold the selection, and just move mouse cursor a bit down or a bit up, down. So just move it a bit, and now you have your separated region. Okay, so you can start here. You can seek for some loops, whatever you will need. So let's open something. Do not forget about this one if you don't hear anything. Okay, and drag it into the new track. You can of course also create, again, Command T, new track, and you can start your arrangement. Up here, this is overall view of your arrangement. So again, you have a magnifying tool, and by clicking and moving up, down, you can zoom in or zoom out the arrangement. Okay, and again, I can start slicing, reordering those beats. I don't know. You can apply anything. I mean, only your imagination is the limit. And I have something completely different. Let's listen. Okay? So let's increase the tempo a bit. So 175. Also, you can just click it and write down, confirm with enter. Okay? Or I can zoom it even more. Now look, what is important? We have this, I will disable this for a second, so for greater visibility. We have the grid. Everything is based on grid, or not. Most of the time it is based on the grid. How to define the grid? Up here we have something at the moment is 1 bar, meaning 1 bar is, for example, from 4 to 5, or from 5 to 6, or from 2 to 3. This equals 1 bar. Okay, 1 bar contains 4 beats, meaning if I will loop this, I will simply select it and I will loop it with Command L. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's reduce the tempo a bit. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So at the moment, the grid is based on one bar. I can increase the density by applying. So I will right click. I can put it to adaptive grid. At the moment it is at narrow, meaning as I will zoom in, the grid will adapt. You can see those subdivisions that are creating automatically as I zoom in. Or as I will zoom out, those subdivisions will disappear. Additionally, I can have even narrowest grid. Okay? So really, so a lot of those subdivisions. Or I can have a fixed grid. So I will put it to one bar. So now it is at one bar, for example, and as I will zoom in or zoom out, the actual resolution of that grid will not change at all. Okay, so I can put it real dense. So this is real dense grid, for example, or I can also, so everything I will move in the arrangement is according to that grid. So it will glue, it will stick to those bars, beats, subdivisions, however you like. Additionally, if I will put it to off, I can simply slip the regions regardless of the grid assignments, because at the moment the grid is set to off. You can also see that it is kind of a grayed out. Alright? So, what I wanted to show you basically, I will put the grid to narrow, and of course when I will zoom in, this resolution of the grid will be more detailed, you can say, and now I can create even finer tweaks, even finer adjustments. So probably I won't preview now as I'm making those adjustments, but look, you can, I just wanted to show you that you can create anything you want. So let's preview it. Maybe it will be scary, maybe it will be okay. Okay, didn't change it much. Let's take some other parts from somewhere else, for example. So like this, you can again resize it at any time. So let's say something like this. Let's again increase the tempo, so I put it back to 175. And so on, and so on, and so on. Okay? Endless amount of options. Questions so far?
How about importing MIDI?
Using, I'm a sub and I'm a guitarist, so I produce songs with Guitar Pro.
Okay.
So it's a tab and it exports MIDI. How do you import MIDI in here, and can you import MIDI as a whole with different tracks, you know, that are placed in different tracks in here?
Simple as that. Look, the easiest way I would suggest you is, again, you go under the browser, you seek for your project, okay? You will seek for your project. So at the moment this is audio file, so it is .wav, okay? So audio file format. When you will have MIDI, it will be .mid or something like that. Same thing, you will locate your project, you will click and you will drag it. What is happening? Look, let's say like this. I will create multiple tracks, even more. Let me close this group for a second for a better understanding. Look, also one thing, I will come, just a second, I will explain it. So I will select first track by holding the shift. I will select last track, Command D, and the selection will be duplicated. Okay, or simply again, Command T, the tracks will be made. So, as I will, let me disable this for a second. I will again, with the same approach. So first, shift, last, I will select multiple tracks, and I will drag it here. So at that moment, everything will be positioned on a single track. If I will hold Command key, okay, it will be divided onto the individual tracks. So like this. It is the same thing with MIDI. You will locate your MIDI files, you will import them, simply click, drag, and that's it.